So Jake and Mercurial are riding on Unisari's back, and they're covering ground quickly. Hawk's leading the way up the mountain, and our new lion and Tezra and Ryad are moving quickly now up the sides of these mountains to get across over to the Sea King. And Ryad says, I can smell the Sea King already. And Tezra says, yeah, I told you he's not happy, And so they get up to the top of these mountain ranges, and Tezra goes up there and does the mighty, regal lion, profile there on the side, and can see out that it's cleared now from the thunderstorms that they had been over on the west side, and so they're getting very close now to the eastern coast, and he can see off in the distance that here comes these two flying blue elephants, these blue jeweled elephants, and that's this, the Goat King has had it and is just going to come after them now. And so the Goat King is with these elephants, and they meet up here at the top of these mountains. And Goat King starts spelling out the plans, and directly there, and Ryad is listening to all this and is also in psychic communication with Ja, and so when the Goat King comes up, there's this immediate controversy, of course, with the Sea Goat King and with the whose name is Acrocorn, right? Because this is acrobatic, cornucopia of tricks from deep within the earth, and this ability to fly, and these horns and these flippers and everything. So Acrocorn is not happy to see this lion is here with this troop who he's supposed to be meeting, who he has no liking of the lion, and says right away, what is this lion even doing here? And of course, the lion speaks for herself, and as this lioness, really, she Tezra says, you may rule this, from below the earth. You may rule this the operations inside of this earth, but I rule the land. I rule the surface here. And thank you, by the way. I would like to thank you for actually giving us more than one ram every other day. But you don't own these rams, and these rams belong on the surface for us to steward. And this has become ridiculous over the on and on. It's just really laying into the Sea Goat King. The Sea Goat King is just sitting there patiently listening. And Ryad kind of cuts him off and says, all right, Lion, we hear what you're saying. Everyone knows you're upset, and that you're going to roar all day until this is taken care of, and we actually get the distribution of the rams and the deer and everything, so we can leave, so the jaguars can leave, and that we can actually get operations happening for the planet, and a better understanding with the reptilians, crustaceans, and we can really get some more harmonious social dynamics happening on the planet. And so the Sea Goat King starts spelling out the plan. Says, all right, look, I've released these 4 lions to the land, or these 4 rams to the land, as you know, and not just for the lions. Certainly not just for the lions. So, lion, thank you for saying your part. You can shut up now. And the lion is just like steaming mad, but understands and kind of gets respectful to listen to the plan. So the lion spells out, says, look, I've got this plan. I've released 4 lions, and I've released them intentionally. Four rams. I'm sorry, I misspoke, and I have to apologize for screwing up a lot of the gendering and the pronouns throughout this. With psychic connections and all that, and different genders and twins and everything, it gets tricky sometimes, and I apologize for that. So the Sea Goat starts laying out his grand mighty plan to unite above and below and north and south, and all the different factions of the different climates, really climate zones. And so because all of these different ecologies and different relations with all the different groups of peoples on the land and within the land, in the sky and the sea and everything. So The Sea Goat King Acricorn says, look, here's the plan. You guys all stick to the plan. This is going to work out for everybody. And so we got these 4 rams that we're going to start introducing rams to the land here over time. But we're not just going to let the rams loose. You know, they're going to cause havoc and more environmental destruction in ways that we can't control, we can't contain. First of all, they're going to piss the hell off the bulls, and we all know that the bulls are the dumbest ones around. You know, their age was long ago, and it's going to be a long time before they fly. You know. So they're going to be, you know, in a long-term intelligence program with the bulls but we can't just disturb the bulls by releasing all these rams, and then the bulls are going to go nuts and this kind of thing. And, you know, we have to make sure that we have the human stewards of everybody, and but you know, thanking the humans for having such a dignified approach and not just, you know, hunting things. Although there have been hunting parties up north, you know, we're getting reports now from the Sea Goat King that's saying, hey, look, you know, the humans are trying to take care of these deer, but they have this really ethical code about life. You know, so the humans will sacrifice wild boars and you know, they're from their you know, herds of wild you know, and semi-domesticated animals for livestock animals, but they don't just go killing deer, you know, because the deer they recognize as these really, you know, they revere them as the spirit of the animal and as the sentience and the dignity of these animals, and they leave to other animals like you know, wolves, lions, you know, reptilians, whatever else, to sort of maintain the balance of the forest, and that's just not happening. So the humans are even coming into this discrepancy where there's rogue humans even are trying to hunt deer, and they know that they could never, you know, provide the service to the forest of stewarding these deer that anyone else could, and it's kind of jeopardizing the relationship of the trust with the humans and the deer if you would be hunting them in this way. So Sea Goat has this great plan. Says, I've got 4 ram to start with today. The plan is on schedule to release 4 more to mate with them to get populations happening on this planet, and we're going to release a few into each of these 4 zones that each one of these are going to be the lead rams for. But, you know, there's nothing special about any of the individual rams, but we have to release them slowly to get them a culture to the various cultures that they're going to be living in. And so he says, you know, of these 4 rams, 2 of them are going to be northern rams, and 2 of them are going to be southern rams. And the 2 in the north one of them is going to be a domesticated ram with the humans, and the other is going to be a wild ram that lives with the deer and learns the ways of the deer. And then likewise, the southern rams, there's going to be one of them is going to be a ram that is stewarded by, you know, by people, human people over on the east side where there aren't as many bulls. So then there's going to be herds of rams that are, you know, human stewarded rams on the eastern side, and then on the far north, you know, where there'd been mining operations and everything like that, they're going to get some rams out there that the humans are going to care for. And then you know, there's going to be wild populations of rams, so they're going to be working with the deer people. And then likewise in the south there will be wild populations of rams. That then in the south, as the deer get reintroduced, there's going to be a mixture of deer and ram culture to see if they can, form a new contract with introducing the deer to the south and having the rams be these ones that are these more wild feral rams that have a joint community of non-humans working with them. So and they're gonna people to keep the peace with the bulls between the rams that aren't gonna be human people, but that will be stewarded primarily by the jaguars and the gator people, and these various factions that are prominent down in the southern regions. So the Goat King, spells out this great plan, and everyone's listening to it, and they're all like, wow, we couldn't have thought that up. Thank goodness we got this mighty Goat King in the center of the earth who can come up with these great ideas to further the new Age of the Ram. So everyone's happy. It's making sense to people now, and the Goat King says, "All right, so now that we're all on the same page, I feel it is fair to lift the curse, and we can just fly on over there with Unusari." Because the Sea Goat King can fly, and his 2 elephants, they can fly and everything, but traveling by land and is not getting them there quickly. So the Goat King says, and Unusari is like, "You put on a great show. You tell great stories. You rule well from the center of the earth, but doesn't quite trust the Goat King." And Unusari is like, we you have your thing with planning, and I just am in this state of knowing what is going. And so Unusari has this sort of trust thing that is wondering about how is this curse going to lift, what is it going to mean to have this curse lifted. Unusari is doubting herself even. She says, I haven't flown since I was a youngster with my mother before she died, and I don't even know if I know how to fly, even if you do lift the curse. And the Sea Goat King says, look, it's not even a curse. It's just a matter of minerals. You're minerally depleted, and because of that, your horn doesn't have that anti-gravity ability now, because there's some special metals that form into this horn that then integrate with the nervous system of these the Unusari's people. They are these legendary ancient creatures that can fly because they have this ability to have an ultra anti-gravitational system activated by their horn that floats them up, and then they can it's their little wherever they point their vision, then they can fly there very, very quickly. And so the Sea Goat King sort of says it's a technological thing. It's not as much of a curse. It's just that you got to get this silver, this special form of silver that's gonna your horn will glow blue, and get this going on. And he says, look, we've developed this new stuff that you don't even need to inject. You don't even need to eat it, right? You don't even need to eat this silver to remineralize your body with it, and we can just rub it right into your horn. And she's like, sounds legit. Just rub the horn. So they get out this silver stuff. They rub up the horn. The horn starts glowing blue, and Unusari is just starts drifting up into the sky, and she's getting this glow to her. So they all hop on board, and then they fly off. And Unusari with Jake and the ram Mercurial, and then the lion is. They let the lion go with them. You can't leave the lion out. They're not even going to try to argue. So Tezra and Raed hop on, and they all fly off with the hawk and the elephants and the Goat King Acricorn. They all take off, and they fly off out towards the Eastern Sea to apparently meet up for this business deal where Ja is waiting. The twin of Raed is waiting for them on the East Coast. And along with them, they're going to have this business meeting with the Northerners to get this plan going for integration now. And we'll get back in just a second to our friends who are with the crustaceans in the canals, also moving east.